What it is, guys, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you with more DanMachi. Tonight, we are talking about Familia Rush. This just came to the game while we were doing the live stream, in fact, and actually surprising this one's not really all that difficult, but probably just have the right units for it, so let's talk about it. There's 3 different battles you're going to be in. There's a battle of these Minotaurs. Fire resist minus 20%, though they're going to resist magic 40%. So basically you want to do physical fire. Physical and fire damage is going to be your best friend. Now they do buff their own strength, so you want to debuff that down quite a bit. And they will stun, it says here. So do be cautious about that. Okay? Now, it says here 4-star Argonaut has Oxslayer, make him use all target attack along with Crozo's debuff skill, and you can do greater damage. Pretty much what I was going to say. So long as you have Argonaut and Crozo, you should be fine. With 4-star Orna, you can decrease the enemy's physical resist. So if you've got Orna, which I've got quite a bit of Orna in my box, my team should just basically be taking this apart. So I've got to do a little more work on it, but we also haven't gotten to the hard part yet. So just when you have the multiple Minotaurs, make sure you're using physical fire and specifically use those units. You'll be just fine. Now for the dragon stage. This is the second stage, the middle stage. Fire resist is down 100%. These guys cannot take fire damage worth a damn. Wind resist is up 50% and physical resist is up 50%, strangely enough. So you need to drop down their physical resistance. Unless you have fire or magic units. But for me, once again, I think Argonaut and Crozo and Orna are going to be really your best friends here. So, physical attack. So their attacks are physical attacks. Some attacks are magic, it says, but most of them are physical. Use skills to boost its critical rate and attack with seal. So they can be sealed, is what it's saying. For me, what I did is literally I just hammered down with fire. That's what I did. It worked quite well thus far, but we'll see what happens as we get later on in the game. But they're specifically saying use seals, so use some of the seals. Sounds like you're going to get success. Now, it says here the enemy has a high physical resist, but weak to fire. So form a party with both physical and magical units. It says 4-star Argonaut has target all attacks, heal, and wind resistance, and he can deal constant damage, while 4-star Orna can decrease the enemy's physical and magical resistance. So pretty straightforward stuff. Once again, it sounds like Argonaut and Crozo are going to be your 2 best units. Orna with being your assist. Now here's stage 3. This is the single Minotaur. This is the same one that's from the new Minotaur event. We're going to cover that, but I'm going to have to take a couple days to really determine what I need to take on that event. Now, Minotaur has thunder resist 50%, wind resist 50%, light resist 50%, magic resist 50%. So it's got to be a physical attack, and it's got to be something that's not thunder, wind, light, or magic. Thunder, wind, or light. Once again, though, fire sounds like it's going to kind of be your best bet. It does buff his strength and his agility, so if you can debuff that, that's really great. And it buffs physical resist and magic resist, so you really, really, really need to debuff the crap out of this unit. Okay, the enemy buffs itself and uses a skill with resistance debuffs. It also uses a skill with super damage removing from its debuffs. So Crozo, who is an excellent debuffer, can instantly put debuff in. Can instantly put the debuff back, is basically what it's saying. And Argonaut can also extend the debuffs. So basically, Argonaut's 3rd skill just restores any of the debuffs that have been put onto the units. So do the debuffs with Crozo, restore those debuffs with Argonaut, you'll be good to go. Pretty straightforward stuff. That's the event, guys. There's not much more to it. Now, we can run through one really quickly here. Let me just pull up my page here. Okay, I got a couple runs left, and I'm just going to auto through these. The team that I've been using for this, I'll be honest, isn't probably the best team for this event, but they have been doing a stellar job up to this point. All right, so we're done with that. Got some really good rewards there. And let's go grab Whatever. What are we on? Or which one are we on? We in the Dragon stage or the big Minotaur stage? Hard to call because it's taking forever to load. It's not responding to that. All right, so we are on the Dragon stage. Pretty good stuff. I'm just going to auto through this one. Well, you know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and do it manually. Oof. I actually should have put... someone else in that spot. I don't think we're going to yet need our heals, so I'm not sure she's really going to be all that useful, but here we go. So I'm going to use Belle's first attack, and with her, I'm going to reduce damage incoming. And then, yep, I'm going to debuff them, and I'm going to buff Argonaut's attack. There we go. Now, this round, everything is an AoE attack with the exception of her attack, which actually was a... it wasn't even an attack, really. It was just a buff to the team. Okay? Why was Molten Spike on? I need that. Not Molten Spike. I need Sharpness. Okay, well... okay, I see. Yes, Molten Spike is actually what I'm going after next. I thought he did whatever he did first. Alright, then I'm going to do this with a high on guard rate. That'll be fine because I don't need the healing yet. And for him, I'm going to do Pure Casting. That is a physical and fire resist down. And then for this, I'm going to do Spiral Strike. So Argonaut's going to do Spiral Strike. What Spiral Strike does is Strength Boost and Status Debuff +1. So all Strength is going to be boosted, and any Status debuffs that are inflicted on the enemy are going to be restored. So if you have one that's running out this turn, it's going to run next turn. And you're going to see we're actually going to spam this. This is going to be pretty awesome. Now, I know normally there's an attack that we do in the Bell stack between here and there, but you're not going to need to because it's only a 10% down physical resistance, and Krauser's already got that handled. So we're going to keep spamming Molten Spike. Plus, we're now going to do Vortex Flames. Vortex of Flames, literally what that does is the same thing for the debuffs except for the buffs on all your allies. Every ally buff is going to get refreshed after this turn. So we're going to be absolute. So basically we can just spam all of this going forward and be just fine. Alright. Unfortunately, my healer is getting pretty badly beaten up, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Alright. Now, I'll be real. I should have probably brought Line instead of this. Yeah, instead of this Leafia. Line will boost our super attack, so that's preferential, but it's just a thing. And as you can see, since I'm using the third attack for both Argonaut and Krauser, it's restoring all debuffs and all buffs, so I don't need to worry about much of anything else. We're just kind of going to do our thing here. Alright. So this turn, I'm going to have Krauser do his special arts, and everyone else is just going to kind of do what they do. I'm going to keep Molten Spike going on there. And here we go. Alright. So hopefully this should do some pretty decent damage. I wish I could have gotten 2. If I had Line, I probably would have, but it's just a thing. Alright, so one of the dragons is gone. That's great news. Okay, because remember, these guys have physical resist, so normally these hits would hit a little harder, but because they have fire, they're weak to fire, then Krauser and Argonaut are really do way more damage. And even my Honor Bell, I probably could have gotten Honor Bell's super attack off because it's a fire type, but either way, it's not really that important. But that's, as it hit my mic, that's it, guys. That's Familia Rush. It's going to get harder. Make sure that you stay on the grind, but as it levels up, you need to pay more and more and more and more attention to that. And all of that is actually on the Twitter page for the Danmemo account, the one that specifically covers DanMachi Memoria Freese. So if you want more information on that, reference back to this video or go to Twitter and check out that post. I'll put it in the description down below as well. That's going to be the video, guys. Let me know what you think. Good luck with Familia Rush, And I will be back with more DanMachi and lay your asses out until then.